everybody, welcome to our weekly cooking class, virtual cooking class. Tonight we're making wontons and I'm going to show you 3 ways to cook them. We're going to steam them, we're going to put them in a soup, and we're going to fry them, hopefully if I can get my oil hot enough. Just a quick reminder, we're still doing phone orders for curbside pickup. We're also setting up appointments for 20 minutes of shopping, so if you need to get into the store to see some things, please do that. You can reach us at 207-443-1402 or email us at info@acooksemporium.com and we'll set up an appointment and just confirm it with you either by phone or by email. And we're also, you can place your orders for curbside pickup either by phone or by email as well. So let's get started. We have a pound of ground pork. I like to use pork because it's not super flavorful, but it has enough fat in it to add some moisture and some flavor to the wontons. We also have some shrimp that I'm going to add into mine today. If you looked at the bottom of the recipe, there are a lot of other variations that you can try. I did want to quickly show you, if you buy shrimp that's not already peeled and deveined, wanted to show you how to do that. So just, you need a nice sharp paring knife, and it just slides in there, and keep your other fingers out of the way. And then we're just going to cut right down the back of the shrimp, and then peel the shell, and then if you squeeze the tip, it'll come off, leaving most of the meat intact on the shrimp. If it has the black vein in there, I usually just use my fingers to clean it out, and you can rinse it off if you want to. If you're squeamish about it, you can just use the tip of your paring knife and just scrape it out. This one doesn't have one, so we won't worry about that. So I've minced up my shrimp meat so it's all pretty small because I want it to mix in really well with the pork. So this is a pound of shrimp. And I got mine tonight at Plant Seafood over on the Old Bath Road. And you can use frozen shrimp. You just want to make sure you defrost it first and make sure you get raw shrimp, not cooked shrimp. So there's our shrimp in there. We've got garlic. This is 2 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon of fresh ginger. It's all minced up. We've got scallions. This is 3 scallions. And I use the white part and the green part. And then we have some cilantro. And that's going to give it some good flavor. If you're one of those non-cilantro people, just leave it out or put in some parsley if you want for color. And we've got 2 tablespoons of soy. And this is going to add some moisture, and it's also going to add a little bit of flavor, but not a ton. And then we have hoisin sauce, which is kind of a sweet sauce, and that's going to add some nice flavor as well, and we'll do 2 tablespoons of that. If you prefer not to use it, or if you would like to use oyster sauce or something else, that's fine as well. It's a pretty forgiving recipe, so you can make a lot of changes to it without really making any mistakes. So I'm wearing gloves because I find the easiest way to mix this is by hand, and it's messy, but I want to get it all mixed really well together so that every bite of wonton that we take is going to have some shrimp in it and some pork in it and some of the other yummy ingredients. And this is such a quick and easy recipe to make, and these are super for freezing, and then you have them available if you have guests coming and you don't have time, or it's a surprise visit and you want to make some hors d'oeuvres. If you just keep some of these always in your freezer, then you always have something to serve them. So there's that. And I'm going to take my gloves off now. Now for the wontons. These are square wonton wraps. You can get round ones. I always seem to have a hard time finding them, so I don't mind using the square ones. Make sure that you get one separated into one so they're not two. Two will be way too thick. And we're just gonna lay some out. We're gonna do this a batch at a time. And these have cornstarch on them to keep them separated. So that's all that white stuff is. All right. Then I have a little bowl of water here, and I'm just gonna wet all 4 sides of each of these wontons. And that's so they'll stick together when I fold them. It's a lot easier to do it before you put the filling in, but if you put the filling in first, you can still do this after. And get those nice and wet. And it doesn't have to be too precise, as you can see. Oops. All right. So if I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. If you're doing this at home, you'll catch up. And then I'm going to take a scoop and put it right in the middle. This is about a half a tablespoon, which is a good amount. If you fill it too full, you won't be able to seal it around the edges. Which is fine if you're steaming them, but if you're putting them in soup or frying them, then we will have a little problem. Just ignore the phone. All right. So I found the other night when I made this that the filling was perfect for 1 batch of wrappers. And my apologies to whoever's on the phone. I forgot to turn the phones off. But hopefully they'll leave a message. Okay, so there's filling on each one of these. So what I'm going to do for the first wrap is I'm going to take opposite corners and squeeze them together, and then squeeze the other corners in so that you have a little packet. And because I'm going to be frying these and putting some of them in soup, I'm going to make sure that they're really well sealed around the edges. So again, that's opposite corners, and then fold the other corners in, and then seal around the edges like so. There are different ways of wrapping wontons. Probably going to do this first batch all the same, but we can try some other ones after. And I find about probably 5 or 6 of these are good per person if you're having them as a meal. As an appetizer, probably 1 or 2 a person is a good number, if you have other things that you're eating as well. And a lot of times I'll cook, the steamer is 2 layers, which I'll show you in a minute. And a lot of times I'll put my wontons in the bottom layer, and after they've been on for a few minutes, I'll put the second layer on with some broccoli or asparagus or some other kind of vegetable so that I can make a nice meal, a well-rounded meal with them. So you can see these, it's not a long project to put together even a whole package, which is usually about 48 wontons. And they're pretty as a picture. Uh-oh. My apologies again, folks, but maybe Maybe I'll just grab the camera quickly. Bear with me. So Heather's going to go turn the phones off. So this is the steamer. It comes with actually 2 layers. So I have the other one over here. And we carry them in 2 sizes. The big one, which I have, and then the small one that you can do just a couple of items. And I find it really useful for steaming all kinds of things. The one thing that you do want to make sure you do is line it with a piece of parchment paper. Wax paper will not work. It needs to be parchment paper, or it can be like lettuce leaves or something like that. You can also do steamed buns in these. Chris Toy has taught a couple of classes where we make the steamed buns with the pork inside them, and we use the steamer for that as well. So I'm going to turn that on. I have water in it that comes up right about to the level of the bottom basket. I also have some soup started. This is just water with better than bouillon, lobster bouillon. And then I just put some scallions in. You can put dried mushrooms, all kinds of good stuff in there. And then we have oil that we are heating up in our trusty stove, which are still on sale at $99.99. Just letting you know. We still have a few left of those, so we decided to keep the sale on that until we run out. So we've got the oil for fried wontons, the soup, which I will turn on, and the steamer, which I will turn on. And I'm just going to put some of these right in here, like so, and we'll see how those steam. And then because it's got the holes in it from the bamboo, the steam is just going to go right up inside of that. If you don't have a wok, you can use a saucepan, but you want to make sure that it fits really snugly around the outside of the steamer, because you don't want steam to come up outside. You want it all to go right inside the steamer up through there. Okay. I'm going to leave that oil on for just another minute, and we'll maybe make a couple more of these in case you didn't catch it the first time. And I'll wait for the soup to heat up a little bit. And Heather's going to show you the steamer again. And the price on that one is $22.99. The other one, as I said, is quite a bit smaller. It's nice if you just have 2 people. It's fun to just make some steamed wontons for your dinner. We have a large selection of woks, non-stick, carbon steel, and cast iron. And I'm going to try something a little different rolling these ones. They might be a little too full. But another thing you can do is roll them up and then just pinch the ends together. So that's another way to roll it. I'll do another one of those. This one's a little full. So rolling up like so, and then pinching the ends together. And again, if you're steaming them, it doesn't matter that much if they're sealed or not, but if they're going into the soup or into the fryer, then you do want them to. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few of these to the soup, which is boiling now. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And we'll try Chris Toy's trick of, well, I would if I could get the drawer open. If you take a chopstick and put it into the oil and it starts bubbling, then you know the oil is hot enough. And my apologies for not being able to do that, but we'll just drop one of these guys in and see how it works. When I say drop, I mean place gently, because we don't want to get splattered. So that looks like it's going to be hot enough. And you do want to make sure that you do them one at a time because they will stick if you don't. And we'll keep a good eye on those. Soup is coming along well. You can see that the wontons are floating, so they're probably pretty close to being done. We'll just give them another minute or so. There's probably some air in there helping them to float. And you can put all kinds of vegetables in your soup. I'm going to turn these guys over in the oil so that they're browned evenly. I'm going to attempt to turn these over. There we go. The heat a little under the steamer. It's not quite steaming yet. And I'm just going to place these on, I just have a cooling rack, like a cake or cookie cooling rack. And I'm just going to place these on there. There's a paper towel underneath it to catch the drips. So those guys are done. The soup, you can see the wok is starting to steam now. So you don't really want to open this up, but I'm just going to open it to show you how they're steaming in there. You can see that they're starting to cook. They're getting all glossy. And the soup is done. Very quick. So
what kind of oil did you use for that?
I use vegetable oil. You can also use peanut oil, but you want to use something high heat. So it has a high smoke point, otherwise it's just going to burn and smoke up and it's going to smell really bad. So there's our wonton soup, and that looks delicious. Our fried wontons. And these guys look like they're almost done. They probably just need another minute or so. So you can see it's really fast. Appetizers, after-school snacks for you or your kids. Appetizers, dinner. They're really versatile. You can put lots of different fillings in them, and they're fabulous. And they go really well with rosé, which is our wine choice of the evening. We have this really nice Capital Fizz, which is a little sparkling rosé. It's really delightful. $5.99 a bottle, plus tax and deposit. The Rui Pinot Gris rosé, Gobelsberg, and the Terrace Antique. And these are all really fabulous, nice, dry rosés, which will be really good with your wontons. So hope you enjoyed the class tonight. Don't forget to give us a call at 207-443-1402 to place an order or to make an appointment, or email us at info@acook'semporium.com, and enjoy your meal. Thank you.